safety!
Antigone, come on. Look at me, look at me.
Daughter most pure, incensed and afraid, you cannot run from this, my love, nor Haman's strength hide you. This is the battle my family has fought. Darkness envelops us as this storm rages against you all. But first, brothers must fall. My anguish! I writhe in pain on the walls of my heart. My heart is beating wildly. I cannot keep silent, for I hear the sound of the trumpet, the sound of war.
Life, blinded by his own grief and cut loose by you, Polynices.
Save us from the festering pus that was Laius' sin.
The stench was putrid, both drenched in shame. I banished you as you banished him.
For what?
Corruption.
Ha! Again the serpent falsely speaks.
You think I was envious?
Yes, little brother! Manipulating the citizens with your loquacious rhetoric.
You think I forced their favor?
There was no reason. Why did you loathe my leadership?
The people preferred me.
Effusive discourse, that was your distinction.
You're proud and jealous.
That's rich, coming from the very seat you took.
You invaded the city.
Listen, Eteocles. You caused this battle.
I defended my country from an attack.
Killed hundreds of lives, including our own. You stupid fool!
I died a king!
So what? We are pathetic.
Speak for yourself.
We are the victims of an incestuous legacy.
Nonetheless, I have tried to honor my country.
Vain men. I met father and Colonus and asked if he'd return with me.
Did you think he'd forget the years of scorn and betrayal, huh? He was hungry and homeless. You thought that if you returned home with Oedipus, you'd regain the throne, taking it from me, and have his blessing.
Hubris. Worthless ambition. When you were king, where was Oedipus? Still scrounging the earth! Why didn't you bring him home? Send troops to rescue him from his miserable fate?
I don't know.
Liar!
Where was I to look for him, Polynices? How many men was I to sacrifice, searching for an enigma? What reason could I give to justify that?
You're a coward! You didn't want father and thieves any more than I did! And you gutless big you stupid father! And you
Antigone, we could leave. There's the distraction of Argos's troops retreating.
Where is Eteocles?
He went ahead of the battalion when he saw Polynices approaching.
It's insane. They're brothers.
You're not responsible for their decisions.
I've no family. No sense of who I am.
We are family.
Yes. Hymen, are you certain of me? All this chaos and destruction.
My love can withstand
I'm
this.
covered in filth. Pitiful, merciless, and judged.
If we leave now, we will have a chance to build a better life.
You are the prince and will be a king.
If Eteocles is fallen, my father will immediately take the throne to maintain the line of sovereignty. We remain powerless, but we could escape over the sea, find a place without monarchs and scorn, begin again.
What of Ismene? Or Polynices? We need to find them. We are sibling victims, all lost.
Polynices will have been killed, Antigone. Of that I am certain. If Eteocles is dead, then so is he. The Theban soldiers will have made sure of that. As for your sister Ismene, she will be safe. My father will look after her.
This daughter of a king lived in poverty. I've struggled with my brother's hatred. Hymen, you are my freedom. I am afraid of my love for you. I ache when you are not near me. My thoughts twist and convulse at the horrors trapped inside my memory. Then I see your face. You hold me and my thoughts clear. You must go. I need to find my brothers to be sure of what you say, and is meaning to explain this.
Look what you've caused, you fool! You've done
Whose voice is that?
What is going on?
Is this definite, man?
Yes. Speak up, so all can hear your news.
We've taken heavy casualties. Argos' troops have retreated, but Eteocles is dead!
What?
His body has been taken by Sister Ismene to be prepared for burial.
And Polynices?
Dead! The bodies' positions indicate they slayed each other.
Is this the end of it then? Laius, Oedipus, my sister Jocasta, now their sons.
You boys were best friends. Always laughing and playing. You loved to fish that lake, don't you remember? No end of early mornings and smell of bait. Secret hideaways where you'd cook your catches, only to set fire to the surroundings. Neither of you could be found for meals. Always out there somewhere, chasing the light or your father. Teasing your sisters. Forever hungry. Nuisances under my feet, no end of trouble, but the greatest companions. You never argued. Standing bravely against anyone who would contest the other. Until your father's wretched discovery and my death. What have we done, my darlings? What did we do to you both? My anguish, I writhe in pain over the walls of my heart. My heart is beating wildly. I cannot keep silent, for I hear the sound of the trumpet, the sound of war.
We have the dead and wounded to attend to Creon.
Certainly.
Months, if not years, until these damages.
Wait! Has anyone moved Polynices' body?
Ismene and his sister Antigone will gather it shortly.
No! He is not to be touched.
What? He's their brother!
As the closest surviving relative, the hapless duty of the throne now falls to me. There is the chance here for Thebes to shake free the ugly horrors of the
With
past.
respect, it's difficult to feel
We're
hope.
exhausted from the war.
Thebes continues to bleed.
By honoring bravery, we can begin again.
As king, these choices are yours.
Creon, please, the men must be attended to.
Eteocles died defending Thebes from the enemy. As a warrior and king, he will be buried as such by the state. Polynices was banished. He returned to ruin the city. Regardless of his family or heritage, he shall have no burial. His body can be left where it fell, to be scavenged by vermin and filthy dogs. Because that's what a betrayer deserves. Ripped apart, torn piece by piece, just as he would have done to Thebes. Set a rotation of troops to watch that corpse.
For how long?
Until that body is no longer recognized.
I'm going to bring Polynices home! Sister, let's finish preparations for Eteocles first. So the soldiers can take his body with the other men. Then we attend to him. Yes.
Strange to watch your sisters prepare your lifeless body for burial. What condition is this that we exist in? We are dead to the world we knew, and yet we are present in some form, as sure as I sit here and watch.
I have no idea, brother. I feel as though we are alive, albeit we exist now in another realm. We have no wounds from our battles. I feel no pain. I have no need for food nor water.
What will happen when my body is buried?
I don't know. I fear for these women, though. These sisters of ours. Antigone, what have I done?
What are you talking about? What did you do? What do you know?
In Colonus, when I finally found Oedipus with Antigone and his meaning, we'd been his eyes for all those years.
Both loyalty and courage.
He sacrificed much.
What?
Father foretold me about death.
What?
By each other's hand.
You knew we would die in this battle!
I couldn't stop what you had started.
Your envy is unbelievable!
Would you have believed me if by some chance I could have reached you to speak of this?
What of your countrymen?
Shut up! Brother against brother, we are cursed, Eteocles. Since before our birth, sins of the father's father passed down to the sons.
You went into battle, knowing that you would be killed. What type of insanity is that? You were fighting to regain Thebes, but you knew you never would. Did you know that you would kill me?
No! What is wrong with you? You took the throne from me and banished me from my home. My family! What did you expect me to do? Just accept that?
I don't know what I thought you'd do. I didn't think you'd attack the city. It never crossed my mind. You were gone, and that's all I cared about.
You underestimate.
Indeed. But Oedipus told you that we would be killed in battle. And still you came to fight against me, knowing that.
You corrupted what Father had requested. He wanted us to govern alternatively, to hold and keep Thebes safe. I came to defend that and to fight for equality and justice, Eteocles. My life was irrelevant. Did you not think you might die in battle?
No, never. Not by your hand, nor any other. I was a king.
Kings die, Eteocles. Their lives are measured by service. We both failed.
Stand aside.
Wait.
Listen, daughters and sisters of Thebes, that's Antigone body.
Yes, he'll be ready soon, along with the other soldiers for burial.
Creon has released a proclamation that forbids Polynices being touched.
What?
He is a traitor to Thebes. Listen to me. This decree is law. It can't be broken.
You're not serious. We're his sisters, his family.
You mustn't go and bury the body of Polynices, Antigone. He is to have no burial. His life won't be honored. He'll be savaged by the forces of nature and left.
Creon said this. When?
On my return, Creon's been explicit. I've come to clarify this with you, fearing you might risk your lives to bury your brother.
He can't mean to further burden us with this. Creon is our uncle. Polynices was his nephew. What does it matter now what side they fought on? They're both dead.
Our uncle is...
Does this suffering never end? We have lived with the sins of our father and all that it has meant. Daughters and sisters, brothers and sons, all sired through some twisted misconception of identity, saturated in shame and humiliation. Enemies from Argos have destroyed parts of our city. Brothers killed by each other's hands. Now Creon wants to control how we mourn. Our faith demands his burial. It's part of our grief. Does no one care about the loss we've experienced?
Antigone, please, we are incumbent.
You are the daughter of a king, is meaning noble from birth.
Until we discovered the depravity of which we were conceived.
Not even our parents were aware of this. You speak as if it were a choice, a deliberate deviation. It wasn't. Laius caused this. Better that he had never had a child at all. Oedipus was a king, and we are his daughters. Polynices was his son.
This is my younger brother wrapped for burial. My mother is dead by her own hand.
Now her brother perpetuates further misery. Creon has determined who we are to honor. He can't do that. He cannot dictate my belief in God.
If we are to survive, we must comply.
What are you saying? Is your life more valuable than that of Polynices?
I am living, Antigone. Life is for the living. I want to live.
Sisters, listen to me. The invaders have left. This battle has been costly. Polynices made his choice after he was banished, and now Creon makes his. If someone defies him, they will be publicly stoned.
This is barbaric.
He has his reasons.
What? I care less for Creon's murdering justification. Please make the arrangements for Eteocles.
Antigone, I know what you're thinking.
Good. Then we save time discussing what must be done.
Creon will have you killed.
I will not have one brother buried as our fate demands and one left to perish like an animal without any preparations for the afterlife.
It's what Creon wants.
Polynices is dead, is meaning. Creon thinks it wise to punish the dead.
Why are you so stubborn?
What reason does Creon have to do this? To what end is meaning?
You are suicidal.
Polynices did what he believed to be right. It is not for us to pass judgment. I will prepare his body as our law and faith demands.
Antigone, you are overwhelmed with grief. You are not thinking clearly.
On the contrary, Ismene, grief has given me clarity. I won't silence the life of our brother. I won't let him down.
Antigone, think, please. Creon's word is law, and you will not be exempt from it.
Creon or you can persuade me from this.
Oedipus blinded himself when he discovered he had killed his father and married his mother. Our mother, the sweetest victim, takes her life because of that ugly truth, leaving us all. Now 2 brothers murder each other to add to the horror. Reasons I do not understand. We will die if we go against Creon. We are women, Antigone. We have no husbands, no father, no brothers. Our only support is our uncle, and he has proclaimed that Polynices remains untouched. It is futile for you to contemplate otherwise.
I have nothing left. Don't you see that? All the more reason I will do what is right. Without your help, if need be. I will not pander to the whims of mortals any longer. My soul belongs to God, and it is He who I will reconcile this wretched excuse of a life to. The dead must be buried in accordance with our beliefs, and if I die doing it, then the crime is sacred.
Do you think Polynices' invading army, had they penetrated the walls of the city, would have spared you and
I'm sure of it!
I am terrified by you! Arrogant stupidity! Polynices was banished from Thebes, he returned to destroy it, and you cannot see that made him a traitor. A traitor by his own choosing. Still, you choose to ignore this and hold some fragile, higher moral ground, recklessly risking your own life. So what can pathetic sacrifice, Antigone? Who will care when you too are dead, huh? Go and do what you must and not speak of it. But no. Despite your rationality, I love you.
Ismene, you have been ruled by fear long before Creon ever spoke.
You think I am weak because I am careful? Because I respect the law.
Your shallow, ephemeral love cannot weather the storms of this family.
Bravery and determination are not love, Antigone.
Love is a word that you use to comfort yourself with. Real love is raw. It's a pulsing, bleeding struggle. It's suffering and sacrifice, Ismene.
Your death won't be honorable. Creon will see to it.
I will know, Ismene, in here. And you, having survived his wrath, will know. I'm not doing this to exalt myself, you fatuous weakling. You were there, in Colonus, when Polynices asked me to give him a grave that would let his torment be still.
I heard you beg Polynices not to go to Thebes. Not to fight in a battle he and Antigone were fated to lose. You betrayed those wishes of yours.
Oedipus had told him his fate would be completed with his brother's death. Polynices knew he had lost honor. Our father had assured him of that. He asked me to have a measure restored in his death if I could.
Antigone, you will do what you will.
Ismene! I must speak with you and Antigone.
You've come from Creon.
Indirectly, yes. It has been reported that the body of Polynices has been dusted with soil. It's considered a burial attempt. Where is your sister?
Not here. She didn't do it, Haman.
I must find her. Where did she go?
She's left despising me.
What?
I am weak because I want to obey your father's law.
My father will execute whoever has done this. Make no mistake about that.
Antigone will do what is right, Haman. What does God say goes in the eternal laws, not Creon's.
Ismene, you need to calm down. Help me to find her. It's not right that she suffers. This sin is not hers.
She is dead. She is going to bury Polynices' body, risking her life to honor a promise.
Ismene, you need to put yourself together. Speak to me plainly. Your sister is in danger. Promise whom?
In Colonus.
What? I don't understand. What are you talking about? She's never spoken about this.
When Polynices was banished, he went in search of our father, in hopes that Oedipus would help him regain the throne from Antigone.
Years ago.
Yes. My father remembered how badly my brothers had treated him. He found that neither of them would profit from the rule of Thebes.
You were there and heard him say this. Are you certain? Oedipus cursed your brothers, his own sons, his daughters too.
I was there through all of it, Haman. While you remained here, my privileged cousin, son of royalty, I wandered with blindness and ridicule, eating grasshoppers and ants. It didn't understand any of it. I blocked the shame etching into my mind. I stopped myself thinking about any of the suffering, who I really was and how I was conceived. I looked after my aging father and I did what Antigone told me to do. We lived filthy, desperate, degraded lives. We lost the moral qualities once considered reverent and royal. No, our father did not curse us. We women did not dishonor him. Real love can withstand the storm, and
can be won with the storm. We, the children of the house of Lapticus, are a bleeding, sacrificial storm. Remember that when you're between her sheets. Your sweating, panting lust will not be enough to quell that storm. For only your suffering is love. We are as cursed as father. Make no mistake! Futile, groveling, extraneous lives gouged from their sockets. Selfishness blinded him and left us seeing and breathing inexcusable grief. We are walking with death.
Did she take anyone with her? Soldiers! Does she plan to move the body? Oh, Ismini, I am sorry. Your grief is palpable. Please help me to help you. Which way did she go?
Ismini's mind is failing her.
No. Not mad, driven so because she speaks the truth. Look at us! We are dead! Your fear, Eteocles, is useless now. Ismini's beyond afraid. She sees her future.
You asked Antigone to bury you?
We would both die! Oedipus promised me that. Fallen together, brothers as enemies, sons and murderers. I asked my sisters if by some chance...
He hated us.
Yes!
Sons and brothers.
We cared nothing for father until we learned the truth. It was as if he had never existed in our lives. When he needed his sons, we turned our backs on him. I took great pride in that, father. Believing I was superior and that I had you, what's more, defending my decisions. What a fool I was. You, my serpent sibling, were plotting my demise. We were too busy trying to be great men. Don't you understand? Trying to be better than one another. What a bloody waste. Neither of us could have ever been the king he was. We weren't even decent men.
Speak for yourself.
You witless! You are! Traitor! Shut up, Eteocles. Acidity fuels your anger.
I'm a king, slain by your filthy... Damn you!
Men like our father.
Sleep with their mothers!
Oedipus was not morally corrupt. His father was. He escaped his parents in Corinth once he heard their prophecy. He didn't want to harm those he loved.
No one tells the truth.
Nobility is about protecting the vulnerable. Mothers, sisters, children, and old men. We did very little to build Thebes. We didn't stand against injustice and ridicule. We swam around in the murky waters of pride, blinded to what was lurking beneath the surface. Had we honored Thebes, maybe we'd have shifted our own fates. These girls have suffered immensely. We've not their integrity nor strength, stroking empty egos while they wore humility. And for what? When you go to bed with the darkness, you make love to only yourself.
I couldn't change the breast I suckled. I didn't seek pleasure with darkness.
Power was your siren, and that wrecked your voyage.
You took risks, like Oedipus. The Thebans were afraid of your impulsive and albeit brilliant leadership, and that allowed me to exile you for the good of the
Coward!
Yes.
What?
was a coward. I couldn't face you man to man and speak about these things.
You were afraid.
I wanted to be better than you. I filled the minds of those that surrounded you with doubt. I cultivated a passive violence which caused irreparable damage without blame. It was easy to get rid of you, Polynices. You were honest. If we left Thebes, Antigone will suffer. She speaks her truth.
Antigone! I see you! I see my father's furore! I see you hurry to give your dead brother his futile promise. Time is standing still. I hate you and love you in the same moments and can no longer tell the difference between them. You risk all that we are for him. He's already dead. What do you want, Antigone? I don't understand this drive within you. I thought I could. I've tried to understand, to empathize the abhorrent misery of your birth. That brutal and inescapable truth of a son that lies with the woman that is his mother. Antigone, I'm your friend. I love you for your life. I watched, as I do now, you leave the city with your father and little sister. His bloody face scoured, his shoulders fallen, while his sons, his kings, watched on too. You led him as he groveled from the city in shame. Antigone, the seed within you is hope. Did you forget the love that existed to create? Courage and duty beyond all reason. I will not let you face my father. I'll find you.
Stop!
Hear me!
That's just funny! My men have returned with a report on the body.
Polynices has remained untouched. We
Has
have
been lightly covered.
salted
Do not
closely
believe
in the
it.
body since your first request.
How is it then the body has been buried?
It's been lightly covered in sand. Although I don't believe anyone's been near the body as it's decomposing. The stomach is swollen. The soil on the body is from windstorms.
Do you expect me to believe that?
No one has been near the body. There are no tracks. You wanted people afraid. You threatened stoning to solidify your power as king. It's crushed the spirit of the people.
We will build a better future. As a united people, understanding who is loyal and who is
Yes.
not.
Creon, the body's been buried.
What? Impossible!
Was there
Where are the soldiers? This must happen
Man
last
the
night!
body, except your niece Antigone.
That girl is
Her
willful.
beliefs have dictated her actions.
Find her!
Creon!
If she has done this, keep this inside our house. No one needs to know the girl is tormented.
Dearest, if she did not know about the law, I can forgive her. But if she knew...
Even if she knew, there's been enough. The whole city aches, but none so much as this family.
It is immense. But I have a responsibility to everyone to correct these injustices, to right the sins of the past.
Those are not hers. She's a victim like your sister. Raymond loves her. He's our only child. We're planning a wedding. Let him have his bride. Let love prevail. These men, these angry, hateful brothers are dead kings.
So ends the story. Let Polynices be given a meager right, but let Antigone be free from reproach.
And I would have been her, Eurydice. At least I hope.
My love, I'm begging you. Be the king I know you to be and grant her your mercy. This battle has lost our family. I'm begging you to keep Antigone, your son's love, alive.
Let go of me! Let me go! Ah!
Antigone, were you aware that I forbid the body of Polynices from being buried or honored in any way?
Yes.
You travelled outside the city walls and performed the rituals for burial on a traitor's body. Is that correct?
Yes.
The punishment for this is death.
My brothers killed each other over this hateful city. Both are lost.
One was a king.
Both kings. Both sons of a king.
I am the king.
Yes, uncle. You are king because my family has been destroyed.
Polynices was an exiled traitor.
Polynices was not a traitor. Antigone banished him for his own selfish reasons, and he retaliated as a king should.
Polynices exiled your pitiless father,
Yes.
which left you and Ismene to wander as his sight for years. Now Polynices...
What do you want me to say, Creon? That I am sorry? I am not. I have done what I know is right, what you know is right. I have honored my brother's life in his death without judgment.
Was it right to break the law set down by your king?
Yes.
What? The whore within you speaks!
The whore that was your sister is my mother.
There is no exception for defiance!
Do what you will. You are a stupid man, uncle. Do you hear me? I have nothing left. Nothing! I am exhausted by my life. I have been beaten and broken by the men that surround me. Men such as you, uncle, who have systematically disappointed and betrayed us. My sister, my mother, and myself. My brother's slaying has killed me too. Antigone! I am guilty of burying my brother. What? Get her out of here. Ismene, you're a liar. No, uncle. I was complicit. I knew what Antigone would do despite the law, and I did nothing to stop her. This is too little too late, Ismene. My ally now? You would not break the law. Creon holds a higher place than God for you, as he does with all cowards.
Bold words to choose when I hold your life in the balance.
No, it's not true. Sadly, sister, it is. Let me be with my Antigone. End this miserable existence for the both of us.
Silence! I've decided nothing, Ismene.
She is innocent. Her only sin is fear. Uncle, please. Please. Let me be with her. Please. Take my life too.
Ismene, if you do not shut your mouth...
No! Antigone! I'm sorry!
My wife asked me to show you mercy. Your sister's pain has driven her to madness. I will exile you, Antigone, just as your brother and father before you have been exiled. You will not be stoned, but you will leave this court until I have time to speak to my family.
Just be done with it, Creon! I couldn't care less for mercy now. I will be with my family and I will have a happy death. Finally, we will be at peace.
Burying my body murders my sister. Don't
just as you would
don't keep
sacrifice
this.
my
Burying my body murders my sister. Don't keep this from us. I'm sorry, Antigone. Don't keep this from us. Burying my body murders my sister.
No, don't let this happen. I'm sorry, Antigone. Don't keep this promise. Save the life of this girl! Save the life of this girl! Save the life of this girl!
Antigone! Miscreant! Do you think there will be peace in Hades? Antigone!
It was a rape crime. It's not my crime, or my father's crime, or my mother's crime, or my brother's crime. Nothing stopped Laius. No morality, no prophet or priest, no voice, not even his belief in God. We are the victims of his hedonism. We are the wreckage his actions caused. I buried my brother as the law demands. He too was a victim, killed by a victim. This is your family, and yet you have no empathy. This is and was generational depravity, and none of it was ours. We bear no guilt.
Enough! You have broken the law.
Is it that simple for you, Creon? I find it astonishing that you can't see through the complexities of this and still have the audacity to call yourself a king.
You will be taken to a cave, given food and water, then it will be sealed. Your depravity, all of it, finally contained.
I have loved you as a father. You were the last man left in our wretched and wasted lives, the last! Your cruelty, your anger have no boundaries. You set yourself at this moment above all law and believe that you administered justice. Hateful disappointment. My mother is screaming at you beyond the grave, and my father recoils at the sound of your voice. He weeps through the hollow sockets that were his eyes. What is a man, Creon? What? What courage does it take to break a woman? To remove her dignity, her rights, her life, to entomb a girl? Such a brave man are you. This is the king of Thebes. So be it. I welcome death. I fear it less than you. Death will be a faithful companion. Tell that sweet boy, my lover, your son, that he alone was hope for eternity. We are his.
Oh, enough! You have little respect for anything other than your own opinion, Antigone. Arrogance is wasted in women. Pray for your own soul. You have worshipped the dead by your actions. Let's see if those that have passed will free you. Take her away. It is done.
Travel through the night and journey across the sea. You will come with us.
Does she know?
She knows I love her. That without each other there is no story, no sense. My father will not rescind. He has made his choice. His city, not his son.
You have talked to him.
I've tried. Only wisdom listens. Stay here. I will ask my mother to shelter you. Then when Antigone and I are hidden and ready to journey, I will send for you. I promise you this.
It is not possible to escape Creon's troops. You lie! You're drunk on her. They will scour the city and beyond and will see us dead. Tortured disobedience.
No. It's your fear, Ismene. This will end. Your sister will be my wife. We will begin new lives.
Hunted like animals. Scavenging the earth.
Mother. There's no time. I'm going to Antigone.
Dear boy, what has your father done?
He is the king and his word is law.
I asked for his mercy.
As have I.
We shall go to
Antigone is entombed. I must free her. Ismene needs you now. We will escape this brutality. This is goodbye. Mother, I love you. I have loved father. In time he may hear it. I will make a life for my young wife and myself. We will marry as soon as we have made our way to a safer country. Creon will rage against me, and I will never see you again. But I will save these women's lives. You will be the queen, and the city will be richer for you. Thank you, dearest mother. I must hurry. I will send for you, Ismene, as soon as I am able.
Another mother's heart pierced by her son's sword, forced to endure the suffering of her child. Poor Eurydice, what torment has your life held because you loved my brother? My anguish, I writhe in pain. All the walls of my heart is beating wildly. I cannot keep silent, for I hear the sound of the trumpet, the sound of war.
I've seen vile images, conjured heinous thoughts. I ache with restlessness.
My love, go to her before she suffers any longer.
Can a king go back on his word?
Kings take courage and wisdom from reflection.
Polynices betrayed us all.
He too was betrayed. They're all afflicted, be merciful.
I am aching, woman! Ease my pain!
Go to her yourself, my love, and break the cave seal. Only you can forgive her. Only the king.
Can a king dismiss his own proclamation? Such images and torments I saw. Horrible, wretched writhing. And there, the center of it all, was a faceless demon.
Creon, you must hurry.
I failed you. Children, how could you forgive?
We try, we fall, we love. Courage is truth. Hurry!
This is unbearable, Antigone! I know you, stubborn heart! She'll not surrender her will to Creon's change. Haman, hurry, run to her!
Oh, sister, be brave a little while longer. We've got a short time to wait. He comes to put things right, to change destiny, bringing you hope. Creon will be too late. Sister!
Takes her life so Creon cannot!
Dearest Haman, do not enter that cave.
Antigone hangs, struck by her grief!
No warning, no help, life
Only
wasted.
violence honors the dead! Only violence.
I can explain.
Get away from me! Darling boy, fragile girl, flawed, imperfect.
alive. Love's